Hello, this will be a demonstration of Proposition 17 from Book 7 of Euclid's Elements, which says that if one number multiplying two numbers makes some other numbers, then the numbers so produced, that is the products, will have the same ratio as the numbers which are multiplied. What that's going to look like is we're going to have one number A and then two other numbers B and C, such that A times B gives D, and A times C gives E. And what we're going to prove is that the numbers so multiplied, which are B and C, have the same ratio as their products, so that the number B has to the number C the same ratio that the number D has to the number E. First, because the number A times the number B has produced the number D, we can then say, just by virtue of the definition of multiplication, that the number B measures the number D the same number of times that the unit measures the number A. We're going to call this unit F because that's the next letter in the alphabet. So that the number B measures the number D the same number of times that the unit F measures the number A, which then means, by the definition of proportionality, that the number B is the same part of the number D that the unit F is of the number A, so that we can say that the unit F has to the number A the same ratio that the number B has to the number D, that the unit F is to the number A, just as the number B is to the number D. Now, similarly, we can prove that the unit F has the same ratio to the number A, also that the number C has to the number E. Again, because the number A times the number C produces the number E, then just by virtue of the definition of multiplication, the number C measures the number E the same number of times that the unit F measures the number A, which means that the number C is the same part of the number E that the unit F is of the number A. So that definition 720, the definition of proportionality, the unit F is to the number A, just as the number C is to the number E, which means we have two ratios which are the same with the same ratio. We notice that the unit F has to the number A the same ratio both that the number B has to the number D and that the number C has to the number E. So that, by a property of numbers, we can then say that the number B has to the number D the same ratio that the number C has to the number E. Which means, alternately, by proposition 7.13, if four numbers be proportional, they will be proportional alternately. We can then say that because the number B is to the number D, just as the number C is to the number E, alternately, that the number B is to the number C, just as the number D is to the number E. And this is what we set out to prove, which means we are done with the proposition, therefore, etc., Q, E, D. An example of this proposition would be if we had 3 times 4 and 3 times 7. So we have one number 3 multiplying two numbers 4 and 7, producing some numbers, in this case 12 and 21. And what we just proved is that 4 has to 7, I'll write it out like this actually, 4 has to 7 the same ratio that 12 has to 21. And this is true. So we see that this proposition holds. That's all I've got to say about this proposition, so I'll end the video here and move on to Proposition 7.18.